All right, what is up, everybody? This is Daniel Barrett here from motivatedsellerleads.com. That is motivatedsellerleads.com. And of course, AdWords Nerds, the world's not only anymore, but the world's leading online marketing agency for real estate investors. Today, I want to talk about when things don't work, when things do not work, when everything breaks, nothing's working the way it's supposed to. So look, if you're watching this recently as I'm recording this, Connecticut, which is where I live and work, was hit by Tropical Storm Isaias. Now, if you didn't get this in your neck of the woods, great. I did. And essentially what happened was we took a ton of damage. Like it was like trees down everywhere. My street particularly got really, really hit hard. I don't know why, but like we had we had a, oh look, my thing went away. I don't know. Let's change over here. Okay, cool. I'm over here now. So we had poles down in the street. We had trees on the poles. I had a huge tree limb at my house kind of fall literally right where my car was, like moments before I had moved my car, and I literally like fell right where my car was. Our neighbor's car was buried under a giant tree that fell like over their house. It was just like all stuff like that. It's wild. So, basically what ended up happening was I didn't have power or internet for about 6 days, right? And, we're kind of scrambling. I couldn't get cell service. This whole thing, everything was broken. And we were still able to manage clients' accounts, like still able to move client projects forward. And the reason that was, or the reason that we were able to do that is we had a contingency plan in place. Like what happens if this happens? Well, we had somebody who was kind of a designated person that was, we've got people all over kind of the East Coast of the United States, but we had someone who was a designated person that had internet access. We said, cool, when these things start to happen, like when we start to get into these sort of power outage issues or disaster issues or whatever, here's what we prioritize. We prioritize client account management. We prioritize, blah, 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 blah. We put the kind of email autoresponder in place, etc. Right? We had a plan. So all I had to do was I called every member of my team, and I wanted to check on them, make sure they were okay. We found the one person that was able to do it, and they jumped on and they did the contingency plan. And this is a kind of general framework. It's basically how anything works. Like if you're a real estate investor and you jump into a market because you want to get a bunch of leads there, or you want to do online marketing there, you want to do PPC. I mean, first of all, what you should do is you should contact my team, because that's what we do, motivatedsellerleads.com, talk to someone about that. But let's say you're already in it, right? Even if you crush it right away. So we had literally had a client come on recently, and they did 40K net profit deal in the first month, which is awesome. All right, so they called me today. I had a call with them today, and they're like, "Hey, this is awesome. We just paid for an entire year. We basically paid for 2 years of your service right up front. This is awesome." And I said, "Great. I'm so happy for you. I'm super excited. Here's what you need to know. That's probably not going to happen next month." Right? And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Look, when you crush it out of the gate," right? So I'm not saying this never happens. It happens all the time. But when you crush it out of the gate, what that usually is a combination of luck and skill, right? The team did the management. They had to set up the account, do the keywords, set up the ads, set up the landing pages, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of skill involved, but there's also luck involved, right? You just happen to get leads. You just happen to get someone to want to sell. You just happen to close. They happen to want to close in the first month. Things lined up. It worked really great. Now, we are relatively likely to regress towards the mean in the next month. What does that mean? It means we're probably not going to do another 40K deal every month. Now, are you going to do multiple deals in the year? I think so, right? That person's probably going to make a lot of money with us, and I'm really psyched about it. But does it mean that every single month is going to be the same? No. And in fact, it would be really weird if every single month is the same. The reality is the prediction you can make, that is the safest prediction, is that things are going to go up and down. Things that work are going to break. Things that were broken are going to start working. That's the thing that always happens. Chaos, unpredictability is the only predictable thing. So if you know that's going to be the case, right, you know that something's going to happen that you can't predict. You know the unpredictable is going to happen. You know it's going to be chaotic. You know it's going to be up or down. The thing you do is when you start, you put contingency plans in place. Just like I know that there's going to come a day, right, where not everyone on our team can get to the computer. There's going to be a day where not all of us have power. That just happened. But we can predict this because it's very predictable, right? People lose power, things happen, natural disasters happen. It's just a thing that's going to happen. So we have contingency plan in place for that. And that kicked in and worked fine. Similarly, if you have marketing, you're like, okay, cool, I'm relying on my online marketing. What happens when Google puts some policy change in place that screws you up? What happens when your market dries up? What happens when clicks start coming in? What happens when your page stops converting? And the good news is that there are a few interventions that carry most of the water in all those things, right? You're dropping off clicks. Most likely what you got to do, bump your bids, or you got to improve your ads. All right. Landing page stops working. Here's what you do. You install something that lets you watch what people do. You do conversion rate optimization, right? These are relatively small numbers of things. Doesn't mean they're easy, but they are relatively simple. But the idea is that you know they're going to have something's going to happen. So you know the disruption is going to happen, and you have the plan in place ahead of time so that you don't panic, you don't freak out, and you can fix the problem and, in fact, in most cases, get better than you were even before, right? So like I said, if you're working with someone, you're working with us, that's awesome. MotivatedSellerLeads.com. We can help you with that. I have a ton of free content in the REI Marketing Nerds Facebook group, which you can get to at reimarketingnerds.com. Go get that as well. But no matter what you do, right, no matter how you get your information, no matter what system you use, just realize the only predictable thing, it's the unpredictable. So put a contingency plan in place. You will sleep better. I know I do. I hope that makes sense. I love you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is Daniel Bear from AdWords Nerds. Talk to you soon.